I am building a 450-liter planted aquarium for Discus fish today, and I've already been working 8 hours on the hardscape yesterday without a camera. So I'll tell you what I did, but first, welcome to the beautiful world of aquascaping. We have the Red Moor wood suspended. There are two big pieces. The first piece is on the left side, this guy. And the right side piece is this guy, starting from here all the way to here. These two are already screwed together with a couple of stainless steel screws, and I used super sturdy cable ties to fix them together, so these guys are not moving at all. I'm going to need to put some geotextile at the bottom of this, but for the geotextile not to fall down, I had to fix some smaller Red Moor wood pieces in this nest that will nest a couple of foreground plants. So the structure is ready. Check this out. The whole idea for this scape came from an AI-generated image that one of the Green Aqua team members sent me. There are hooks on both sides, and I used the 16 by 22 millimeter Green Aqua transparent hose we ship to most European countries on the left and the right side on the rim of the aquarium. The other side has two hooks actually, and I need two because I don't want this whole thing to like rotate. Finding the stainless steel screws was a pain. The proper length screws, I had to go back to the store at least 3 times to get the proper length, because here you need shorter screws, there you need longer screws. And at the bottom of the aquarium I already poured in 2 bags of the dark hell gravel from Riverest. It's grayish now, but it will get blackish when it's filled with water. This is geotextile from my home. I brought it here for this purpose. This works. Okay, so the first nest is ready. Aaron is here to help me with taking out the wood so that I can show you what I did about maybe 15 times yesterday. Thank you for helping me with that. And this one can come out. The winner. Right? This. Lottie, you want to try it? It's pretty good. Okay. I'm tired. I'm old. I'm breaking the glass. I am using the Rio Nano rock elderly. In the image you have some lighter rocks. This is kind of lighter. Absolutely unnatural. The point of these rocks is to keep the soil from getting out at the lowest point right there. Okay, now we have to glue all this with liquid super glue paper towel. This okay, all of them very stable. Time to add some clay-based soil into the thing, and I will use the ADA Aqua Soil Amazonia. I don't need a lot, so I just need to fill up these 2 nests. Now comes the powder version. Just enough, I don't need more. The nest is filled. Now we have to humidify it, like to spray it, and then I will start planting the Sagittaria subulata and the brasiliensis. This is the Sagittaria subulata. You see that it has the wider leaves. The problem with this one, if you want to use it as a carpeting plant, it's not going to really fill up the whole foreground or any place that you put it in. This one, however, this is the brasiliensis, this will fill. So if I combine these two together and make one like meadow or like opening with these on these 2 nests, it's going to be fine. All the plants that we're using today are sponsored by Tropica. Thank you again for providing us with all these beautiful, good quality plants. Most of them are actually in vitro plants, want to grow. So they are really easy to rinse and prepare. It's easier to actually plant into this kind of powder type soil. All these plants that I'm using are actually warm water tolerating plants, and they will thrive in the environment that the Discus require, because they need a slightly elevated temperature. Usually we have around 25, 6, 7 degrees. 27 would be ideal for these fish, and these plants will do fine, and you will not see hopefully any algae in them. Most plants will not tolerate that. It's actually 28, not 27. That's what they tell me. Question is, should we tie each mini coin to one gray pebble and scatter them along the bottom, or leave the bottom completely empty? I've got some Bucephalandra Bukit Kelam, which is an epiphyte plant. The good news is that you can plant this actually. This is the Anubias Nana Petite, and they will probably live in places like that. These are some roots that we took from two types of wood. One is the Red Moor wood and the other one is the coral sinker wood, which is a new hardscape at Green Aqua. And what we did is we used the glue gun and then we glued them together. I want to use them hanging down from the structure. I want to close this space with some details on here. Yeah, it looks cool. So how am I going to glue this? See nothing? I glued my gloves on, but I didn't glue that. There. I can see it from here. Oh no! Just hold it there. I will not glue you, I hope. Release? Yes. This will sweat from here. Next one will go next to it somewhere. One bunch, two bunches, and a lot of bunches. So we've got graduation, see? We have to use some kind of bigger plants. Let's try Microsorum. The natural habitat for discus fish is quite similar to what we're building now. You've got like branches hanging in the water, like trunks, roots, and everything inside the water. So they like to swim in between them. Microsorum is on. Let's start to use the Bolbitis now. The good thing about Anubias is that it can live in shade. So it's going to be perfect there. Let me show you something. See? Oh, it fell out! Bucephalandra, which is a little bit reddish. I've decided finally to use the mini coins on the wood and not at the bottom. I want to keep this in a minimalist style because we have a lot of beautiful fish in there, and I want to have this very contrasty, very minimalist. There's a lot of Anubias mini coin here. The more I put next to each other, the more I like this. The only nursery that has developed the Anubias mini coin is Tropica. So it's only available from Tropica. Actually, I can say that it is my favorite plant so far. I'm officially tired. Gluing these small ones took at least 2 times as much time as doing the whole 1/3 of the first ones, the bigger ones. I'm going to fill it up with water and then keep it at 22, 24 degrees Celsius until this whole thing cycles. And then we're going to gradually increase the temperature to about 27, 28 degrees Celsius. And then we're going to introduce the beautiful fish. Stay here. Five weeks have passed by since the last shot. Welcome to the beautiful world of discus fish. These they hide. These graceful fish were introduced 2 days ago. They are called the queens of the aquarium. Discus fish are native to the Amazon River basin in South America, where they glide through warm, slow-moving waters surrounded by dense vegetation and submerged roots. They like higher temperatures. Here we increase the temperature from 24 degrees initially with 1 degree every week until we reach 28 degrees. That is the minimum. They need between 28 to 31 degrees Celsius. These shimmering beauties are part of the cichlid family, but unlike most of their more aggressive relatives, discus are peaceful and social. They're also surprisingly intelligent. Many owners report that the fish are actually recognizing them during feeding and when they approach the aquarium. Discus fish also present remarkable parenting. Unlike no other fish type, both mother and father care for their young, and they even feed them directly by secreting a special nutrient-rich mucus from their skin. How interesting is that? Because discus are very social, they thrive in groups of 5 or more. Here we introduced a lot of them because we receive smaller fish, but as they grow, I think we will only keep here at least around 6 or 7 of them in this 450-liter aquarium. Although discus were unknown in Europe until the 20th century, that changed thanks to Heiko Blecher, a German explorer and aquarist who helped to bring them to the West. It's been an honor to meet Mr. Blecher personally. He's a wonderful person, a true aquarium legend. Since their introduction to Europe, discus breeders have cultivated an incredible variety of colors, from deep blues to fiery reds, to spotted and marbled patterns that shimmer like a living art. We have the turquoise and the red pigeon variety in this aquarium. But be warned, while beautiful, discus are not for beginners. They require stable environment, hence the 1200 XL EHEIM filter, which has at least 10 to 11 liters of biological filter media substrate pro in it. So it's a huge filter media volume for one filter, and for the second filter we have an EHEIM Professionel 5E series filter, which is a digital filter which has also a built-in heater, and it also has a very strong flow, and it can be stopped. It can communicate and work together with an EHEIM digital feeder if you have one. So if you wanted to use an automatic fish feeding solution for this particular setup, you would use an EHEIM twin feeder, which can give 2 types of grain size food for the fish in this aquarium, one bigger for the discus fish and one smaller for the red neon tetras, which are also actually warm water fish. They could be probably kept in 24 degrees Celsius, but they thrive in these warmer temperatures, and in nature they actually live in the same habitat. So it's kind of a biotope. Please don't kill me for that. But yeah, these fish are from the same region. For those willing to provide the care they need, discus fish offer more than just beauty. They offer presence, personality, and the real connection. By the way, we have already built a discus tank with Tommy in this particular aquarium, so if you're interested in that, check out this video. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.